Look, owning a husky isn't just having a dog. It's living with a toddler who has a megaphone and a caffeine addiction. It is a lot. And the noise? The noise is the main event. Most dogs bark, a nice, sensible woof. Not huskies. No. Huskies scream. They sing. They gargle. They do that weird talking thing where it sounds like they're trying to say, "I love you," but it comes out sounding like a demon being exorcised. And honestly, when you're standing in your kitchen at 3 a.m. and your dog is tilting its head back and letting out the song of its people because, I don't know, the wind blew or a leaf moved 3 blocks away, you start to wonder, why? Why are you like this? What is happening in that thick skull? So we're going to talk about it. We're going to break down the reasons why your husky won't shut up. And spoiler alert, usually it's your fault. Okay, not always, but mostly. Silence is not an option. It's not in the contract. But understanding why they're screaming at you, that helps. A little. Okay, reason number 1. And this is the one you can't fix, so don't even try. It's genetics. Here's the thing. Your husky, that goofy, cross-eyed creature currently eating your drywall, it is ancient. Like, genetically speaking, they are running some very, very old software. Huskies are closer to wolves than your golden retriever or your pug. Pugs are barely survivors. But huskies, they've got that wolf DNA sitting right at the front of the bus. And in the wild, howling isn't just noise. It's survival. It's hardwired into the brainstem. You can't train it out of them because it's not a behavior. It's who they are. It's like asking a fish not to swim. Other breeds were designed to bark, to alert humans to intruders. Huskies weren't guards. They were sled dogs. They were pack animals living in the frozen middle of nowhere. Barking gets lost in the snow. A howl carries for miles. So, when your dog starts howling, they aren't trying to be annoying. Well, sometimes they are. But mostly, they're just answering a call from 10,000 years ago. It's instinct. Deep, primal instinct. They feel an urge to vocalize that they literally cannot control. So when people ask me, how do I stop my husky from howling completely? I just tell them, get a goldfish. Seriously, this is the factory setting. You bought the sports car? Don't complain about the loud exhaust. It comes with a package. All right, reason number 2, and this is where you come in, communication. See, in the wild, a howl is basically a long-range GPS. It's a location beacon. A wolf howls to say, "I am here. Where are you guys? Let's regroup." It's practical. But here's the problem. In your house, you are the pack. You, your partner, the kids, maybe the cat if the husky hasn't tried to eat it yet. You are the squad. So think about it from the dog's perspective. You leave the room. You go to the bathroom and close the door. To a husky, that is a crisis. The pack has separated. The unit is compromised. So they howl. They are literally shouting, "Marco!" and they are waiting for you to yell, "Polo!" And when you don't answer, they get louder. Because obviously you must be deaf or dead or lost in the treacherous wilderness of the hallway. It's anxiety, yeah, but it's also just checking in. It's social. They want to know where everyone is at all times. This is why they talk back to you too. You know that thing they do? You say, "Get off the couch," and they look you dead in the eye and go, "Row, row, roo." That's not just noise. That is a debate. They are communicating their disagreement with your management style. They view themselves as your equal, not your pet. So when they howl at you, they're trying to have a conversation. A very loud, very dramatic conversation. They're telling you that they're lonely, or bored, or they just want to make sure you haven't been eaten by the toilet. It's sweet, really, in a headache-inducing sort of way. Let's be real for a second. If you own a husky, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You leave the house to check the mail, literally gone for 30 seconds, and inside, it sounds like you're strangling a bag of bagpipes. This isn't just howling. This is a tragedy, a Shakespearean tragedy. See, huskies are dramatic, like on a cellular level, but they're also pack animals to the extreme. So when you leave, even if it's just to the bathroom, they don't think, oh, my human will be back in a jiffy. No, they think you have abandoned them forever. You have walked into the void, and they are alone in the wilderness of the living room. So that howl, that long, mournful, soul-crushing sound, that is pure panic. It's separation anxiety. And honestly, it's kinda heartbreaking if it wasn't so incredibly loud. They are crying out to the pack. That's you, trying to guide you back home before you get eaten by a squirrel or something. And look, if you've got neighbors, I am so sorry. Because a husky with separation anxiety doesn't just howl, they scream. It's this high-pitched, oscillating screech that says, I am currently perishing from a lack of cuddles. It's messy, it's loud, and it's usually accompanied by them eating your drywall. So if your dog sounds like they're auditioning for a horror movie the second the door clicks shut, yeah, that's anxiety. They aren't trying to be bad. They're just convinced the world has ended because you went to buy milk. Okay, this one is actually kind of funny, until it happens at 3 a.m. You know how when one person yawns, everyone yawns? Huskies are like that with noise. It's the community sing-along, the contagious howl. It starts with something faint, maybe a fire truck siren 3 towns over, maybe a violin on the TV, or God forbid you have 2 huskies and one of them just decides to clear their throat. Boom, it's on. They tilt that head back, close their eyes like they're channeling their inner wolf spirits, and just let it rip. Oh-woo! And here's the thing, they aren't just making noise, they are harmonizing. Seriously, listen closely next time. If a siren goes by, your husky isn't just screaming at it, they're trying to match the pitch. They think the ambulance is another dog going, hey guys, party over here, and your dog is like, I'm coming. It's frantic, it's chaotic, and if you live in a house with multiple dogs, it's a domino effect. I call it the choir of chaos. One starts, then the lab joins in because he doesn't want to be left out, then the frantic scratching starts. It's a mess. They do this to bond. It's a group activity. In the wild, this is how the pack says, we are here, we are together, and we are loud. In your kitchen, it just means you can't hear yourself think for 5 minutes. But you gotta admit, there is something kind of majestic about it, right before you yell at them to knock it off. Now this is where the attitude comes out. If the separation howl is sad and the community howl is instinctive, the attention howl is just straight up bratty. This is your husky acting like a toddler who wants an iPad. You're sitting on the couch trying to watch a movie, or maybe you're on a Zoom call for work, and you feel eyes on you. You look over and there he is, staring intensely. And then, whoo, just a soft one. You ignore it. Woo woo. A little louder. You say, hush. And that's the mistake. Because now you're arguing. And huskies love to argue. The attention howl isn't usually a long, drawn-out note. It's choppy, It's vocal. It sounds like they're actually talking back to you.
Wah, wah, wah!
They want dinner. They want a walk. They want you to throw the ball that is literally 3 inches from their paw, but they refuse to pick it up. Or, and this happens a lot, they are just bored and they want to see what you'll do if they scream in your face. It's distinct from the other howls because of the eye contact. They are looking right at your soul and demanding service. It's demanding, it's sassy, and it's usually hilarious. I mean, have you ever tried to win an argument with a husky who wants attention? You won't. You'll just end up howling back at them like a maniac while they look at you like, finally, he speaks the language. So if they're staring at you and making those weird, talking, groaning, howling noises, congratulations, you are being bullied by your own dog. Okay, so we gotta start with the heavy stuff. I know, you came here for the funny, screaming dog videos, and I promise we'll get to the chaos. But look, I've been training these fluff balls for a long time, and sometimes the noise isn't just them being a diva, it's actual pain. And here's the thing about huskies. They're weirdly stoic about some stuff, like running 20 miles on a fractured toe. But then they're huge babies about other stuff. But if your dog is howling and it sounds off, or if they're doing it when they're just laying there, you gotta listen. I could be arthritis. Just imagine your hips aching every time you try to stand up. You'd probably make a noise too, right? I know I do getting out of bed these days. Or it could be something internal, a tummy ache, an injury you can't see. And for the older guys, the seniors, man, this one breaks my heart a little. It's called cognitive dysfunction. Basically, doggy dementia. They wake up in the middle of the night, they're confused, it's dark, everybody's asleep, and they panic. So they howl. It's not them being annoying, it's them being scared. So before we laugh at the woo-woos, just do a body scan. Check the eyes, if the howling is new, or if it sounds frantic and pained. Don't grab the camera. Grab the car keys. Go to the vet. Rule out the bad stuff first. Always. Because you can't train out a medical problem. You just can't. All right, now that we checked the health stuff, let's talk about the fire truck phenomenon, or the police car, or, I don't know, a harmonica if you hit the wrong note. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're sitting there watching TV, finally relaxing. The house is quiet. And then, whew, 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 in the distance. It's faint. You can barely hear it. But your husky? Oh, their ears just perked up like satellite dishes. And then the head tilt happens. And you just know. You have about 3 seconds to cover your ears before the air raid siren goes off in your living room. Why do they do it? It's funny, people think it's 'cause the noise hurts their ears. But usually it's not. If it hurt, they'd run away and hide under the bed. No, they stay right there and scream at it. It's instinct. Pure, ancient, lizard brain wolf stuff. High-pitched noises sound like a pack howling in the distance. And your husky, being the social butterfly that he is, thinks, hey, I know that song. I can sing that part. And they just join in. They have to. It's compulsory. They're basically saying, I am here. I am loud. Acknowledge me. It's pitch matching. If you listen closely, and God help you if you do, they actually try to match the tone of the siren. It's impressive, honestly, if it wasn't so deafening at 3 a.m. So yeah, you can try to shush them, but good luck fighting thousands of years of evolution with a quiet please. They aren't listening. They're making music. And this is my favorite reason. And by favorite, I mean the one that makes me want to pull my hair out on a daily basis. Huskies are dramatic. They are the theater kids of the dog world. I mean, if you have one, you know. You know. They don't just bark, they argue. They have opinions, and they will scream those opinions in your face because you didn't cut their cheese into small enough cubes. We call this the demand howl, but it's really just a temper tantrum. It's not a wolf call. It's not pain. It's just entitlement. Pure, unadulterated sass. I had this one client, right? His dog would sit by the back door and unleash this mournful, soul-crushing howl. Sounded like he was losing a limb. You run over there, panic in your eyes, open the door, and he just looks at you. Doesn't go out, just wanted the door open for the vibes. They howl because they're bored. They howl because you stopped petting them for 0.5 seconds. They howl because the cat is sitting in their spot on the couch. It's communication, sure, but it's the communication style of a toddler who missed a nap. And the worst part? It works. We look at them, we talk back, we say, "What? What do you want?" And boom, you just rewarded the drama. You gave them the attention. So now they know. Screaming equals mom looks at me. So yeah, half the time they're howling, it's just them testing you, seeing if they can break you. And let's be honest, they usually can. Okay, so the domino effect. We call this contagious howling, but honestly, it's peer pressure. That's all it is. It is sheer, unadulterated peer pressure. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're sitting there, maybe you're actually enjoying a rare moment of silence. You have a cup of coffee, the birds are chirping, it's nice. And then, wee, a faint siren. 3 miles away, barely audible to the human ear. But your husky? Oh, their radar dish ears pick that up instantly. One ear swivels, then the head tilts, and you just freeze. You pray. You think, don't do it. Just let the ambulance pass. Be cool. But they are never cool. It starts with that low rumble in the chest, that wah, wah, wah. And then absolute chaos. The head goes back, the snout goes up, and they let it rip. And here's the kicker. If you have more than one, or if your neighbor has a dog, it's over. Game over. It's hardwired into them. It's this primitive pack instinct that says, "Hey, I hear a noise. I must participate in the noise. We are all screaming now. Why are we screaming? I have no idea, but I'm doing my part." It's like when one person starts clapping in a quiet room and everyone else just joins in because they feel awkward. Except it's at 3 a.m., and it sounds like a wolf choir warming up for a death metal concert. You can't stop it. Don't even try to shush them. Shushing a howling husky just adds a backup vocal track to their song. You just have to sit there, cover your ears, and wait for the siren and the drama to pass. It's not misbehavior, folks. It's just community spirit. Loud, ear-shattering community spirit. And this is a big one. This is probably 80% of the noise in my house. Emotional expression, or as I like to call it, the drama. Look, huskies are not stoic. They are not the silent, brooding types. If a golden retriever is a polite roommate who leaves sticky notes, a husky is a roommate who stands on the kitchen table and screams at you because the internet is slow. They wear their hearts on their furry sleeves. They howl because they are happy. They howl because they are sad. They howl because they are bored, or frustrated, or because the wind blew the wrong direction. But mostly, they howl because of the sass, the sheer audacity. You've seen the videos, I know you have. The "I want to go to the park" argument. You tell them no, and they don't just look at you, they argue back. Oh, rah, rah, rah. It's distinct, right? It's not a bark. It's a vocalized complaint. They are literally talking back to you. And God forbid they feel neglected. If you lock them out of the bathroom for 2 minutes, you get the mournful song of abandonment. It sounds like they're dying. It sounds like a Sarah McLachlan commercial is being filmed in your hallway. Neighbors will think something terrible is happening. And really, all you did was close a door so you could pee in peace. It's manipulation, pure and simple. They know exactly which pitch hits that frequency in your brain that makes you go, okay, fine, have the cheese, just stop the noise. So when they're howling right in your face, try to remember, they're just trying to tell you how hard their life is. Sleeping on the couch for 18 hours a day is tough work, you know? All right, let's talk about the Territorial Demarcation. Now, this one is, well, it's kind of funny when you think about it. Because, let's be real, Huskies are generally terrible guard dogs. If a burglar broke in, my Husky would probably show them where the treats are and ask for a belly rub. They aren't exactly Dobermans, but they sound like they own the place. Territorial howling is basically their version of putting up a no trespassing sign or dropping a pin on a map. It's primal GPS. Before dogs had fences and microchips, they had lungs. They howl to say, I am here. This is my space. If you are not part of my pack, you better recognize. It usually happens when a strange dog walks by the house. Your Husky sees them through the window, and suddenly they turn into a tough guy. The chest puffs out. The tone is different here. Have you noticed that? It's deeper. It's less wobbly than the siren howl. It's a sustained, flat note. It cuts through the air. They're shouting, hey, you outside. Yeah, you with the poodle cut. Keep walking, buddy. This is my driveway. It's hilarious because half the time, if that other dog actually came inside, your Husky would probably just want to play tag. But from behind the safety of the glass, oh, they are the king of the jungle. It's also a way of checking in with the pack boundaries. If you have a massive yard, or if you live out in the country, they do this to locate each other. One howls by the porch, the other replies from the tree line. It's a roll call. I'm here too. Okay, cool, just checking. So if your dog is randomly howling at a blank wall or out the window at nothing, don't panic. They aren't seeing ghosts. They're just updating their status. Still here, still loud, still in charge.